In this video, we are going to cover the topic of profit planning within CostrixIQ. And so within profit planning, when we talk about profit planning in CostrixIQ, the functionality we're talking about is the stretch functionality. And so what the stretch functionality or profit planning functionality is, it is a what-if scenario planning modeling process that sits within CostrixIQ. It keeps the information isolated and clean. So your analysis of what is above the line, what's your position with below the line options are kept clean and not diluted. But you can identify under the stretch reporting, where will the project end up if I hit these what if scenario targets that I've set throughout the project. So what I'm going to show you now is just an overview of where you can kind of see stretch, and then we'll go through how you enter your profit plan into CostrixIQ. So on the main dashboard, you can see your current above the line, your options, which are your below the line scenario, and then you have a third scenario here called stretch. Now in this make-believe scenario, we have not created any stretch targets at the moment. So our current scenario is identical to our stretch scenario. So you can see on this project, we're at 25.11% gross profit. And what the system tells you is it takes that percentage based on your target percentage on the project, and it then tells you in dollar figures, how much profit are you ahead or behind versus target. And so in this scenario, in this make-believe scenario, we are $165,238.20 below target. We currently have no targets set in the system, and so therefore our position after stretch is still $165,000 short of where we need to be. Now, as with all dashboards, you can then see that position per sector. You can see a summary which shows you per section. You can see there are no stretch targets in the section analysis at the moment. And then you can do that on a per sector basis, where you can see all your stretch targets and where your position will be after stretch targets are achieved. So the dashboards operate for current, for options, for stretch, all independently. Everything is repeated 3 times with their own analytics. We also have a stretch dashboard, and because we have not entered in any profit planning targets to date, the dashboard is empty. But what the dashboard says is the target's 30% gross profit. The target gross profit should be $1,012,000. We're currently at $847,000. The GP after stretch is achieved is still $847,000. It's the same because we have no targets. Therefore, we're $165,000 short. We have no gains at the moment, and we're still $165,000 short. So this dashboard is your centralized view of what does the project look like on a line-by-line basis with stretch targets included. And then on the cost planner itself, this is where we enter in our profit planning stretch targets. And so as you're cost planning the project, you then analyze where you are at the end of your first round, and you may decide, okay, I'm $165,000 short of where I need to be. How do I achieve that $165,000 of profit? It's not revenue, it's profit. And how do I break that up into smaller achievable amounts that I can then go and work on? And so now I'm going to take you through the process of adding these stretch targets into the cost planner. So here we are on our cost planner. We have our ribbon analytics along the top. The ribbon is red because currently we are not at our profit target level. On the left-hand side, you can see the current contract value, the project value, the GP %, the dollars per square meter. And then on the right of the ribbon, you see what's called the stretch GP position and stretch GP, and because it's red, it currently says deficit. So I don't need to jump around on screens to understand where my position is. as I'm cost planning the project on the cost planner, my ribbon is updating automatically. I can see my current position on the left, and I can see my stretch position on the right. And in this instance, my GP of 25.11% is the same as my stretch position of 25.11%, and showing a stretch GP deficit of 165,000 odd dollars. And as I go through this cost planner, these numbers will update live. So right now, I need to look through the cost planner and go, where do I think I can make up $165,000? So what I've done in this template example, firstly, is just to keep the numbers clean, so I don't, I've isolated all of my stretch targets into their own sector. So I've created a sector called stretch targets, and I've put all my targets in an individual sector. You don't need to do that. You can put stretch targets within a sector, but in this example, I've created a sector for stretch targets. And so just like you have options and hidden lines, in order to create a stretch line, you have the tag called stretch. And if I wanted to include a stretch line target, I can go insert. It will ask me, what type of line do you want to insert? I want to insert a stretch target line, and the system loads a stretch target line all ready to go, all pre-coded. So in this template, I'm now looking at strip out. I can analyze my cost above the line, my sell above the line, and I'm looking at this scenario and I'm going, well, our package is $63,000 on the cost side above the line. What if I can save maybe about 10% on that package? So I've created a line called target saving on strip out package. I'll put one quantity in to say I want to activate that stretch line. Now on the cost side, I said, what if I can save $7,500 while not impacting my sell? So my sell is remaining at zero, but what if I can negotiate or bring that cost down by $7,500? And so what you'll see on the top of the ribbon, it's gone from a current GP 25.11 to the right, it's now saying 25.33. And the 165,000 has now reduced to 157,000. So what I will do is I will change this number, and you will see this number up here change instantly. So I'll take this back out to zero, and when I hit enter, the dashboard has automatically updated the analytics. So I can see at an instant how that change has affected my stretch position. So I'm going to go through the packages. I'm looking at partition ceilings and associated works, which is a large package. And I can see my cost above the line is $338,000. I've got $7,000 of options that the client's considering. I haven't set any stretch targets. So I might look at this package, I might have spoken to a trade, I might know I've got some fat in this package, or I might just set myself an internal target to go, I need to bring profitability up. What's the target I'm going to set? And in this instance, I'm going to set a target of a saving of $50,000 on the partition package. So I'm going to activate that by putting one in. So I save $50,000 and I don't change revenue. You can see the analysis is completed, updated, the bottom of the section. So I have $338,000 of cost above the line, $526,000 of sell above the line. I have $7,000 of cost options. I have $50,000 of cost stretch targets. And if all of those eventuated, the package would be $295,000. You can also see with that $50,000 saving, my GP percentage is now 26.81%. And my GP deficit is $107,000. So we've got two stretch targets, one for $7,500, one for $50,000. So firstly, on our main dashboard, you can see straight away we've gone from 25% to 26.81, a deficit of $165,000 profit. But the white box is now showing that I've built $57,500 of targets within the system. And if I was to achieve those targets, we will be in deficit of $107,000, which is still red because we're still not at our 30%. I can see that on all the other dashboards, on my summary report. I can see under the stretch scenario, $7,500 against strip out, $50,000 cost saving on partition, ceilings, and associated works. I can see the percentage change and so forth. But if I want to understand what are the lines, the individual lines targeting, so I may be reporting this to a manager, and the manager just wants to isolate the stretch lines and evaluate whether it's reasonable, what is being targeted. We go to the stretch dashboard. And as you can see, it is automatically loaded with the two lines that we have created. We have our target saving on strip out and our target saving on partitioning. You can see the cost side and the sell side. So we're saving $57,500 on cost, which is increasing our profit by $57,500. You can see the dashboard at the top has updated. The current gross profit's $847,000, but it will be $905,000. But we are targeting $1,012,000. So we are still $107,000 behind. And so then what the user would do is continue through the cost planner, adding in further stretch targets. So here I have my floor coverings package, $200,000 of cost above the line. I might say, what if I can save, 5% of cost on that? I might say, what if I can save $10,000 on the cost side without changing the sell side? I activate that number. I'm now in deficit $97,000, 27.11% gross profit. I go to the stretch dashboard. It's automatically updated with the floor coverings package. So what I'm going to do now is go through and populate 3 or 4 or 5 more stretch targets. I'm looking at joinery package. I'm looking at it's $168,000. What if I can save roughly 10% on the cost through negotiation? So I'm going to try and save $15,000 of cost while not changing my sell. You can set selling upsell targets as well. It works on both cost and sell. You can see my GP deficit. I'm still $82,000 behind where I need to be. I continue working through the cost planning spreadsheet. I'm in my hydraulics package, which is $55,000. What if I can save 10% there? So I save $5,000 without changing revenue. The system knows it's a stretch item, so it isolates that information. So you can see the dashboards are updating instantly, the targets are updating instantly, the ribbon's updating instantly, the stretch dashboard is updating instantly. So I continue to work through. I'm in the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. It's a $230,000 cost above the line package, selling for $405,000. What if I can save $30,000 on this package? I bring my deficit down to $47,000. I look at electrical and data package, which is a larger package. It's $131,000 on the cost. What if I can save $15,000? I'm going to set myself a $15,000 cost side saving. On my fire services, I'm going to set myself a $5,000 cost saving on a $60,000 package. On my workstation package, which is a $213,000 package, I'm going to see if I can target $20,000 of savings. I'm now $7,738 behind target. I'm at 29.77%. I can see that on my main dashboard. I can see all the targets I've set in my stretch outlook. I can understand what my different packages will be after the stretch is achieved. So I can see my strip out and partitioning were red packages. They're now green packages. So I can undertake where I'm turning the project green. My stretch dashboard has updated. It's showing a deficit and still red of 7,738. So I'm going to go set one more target, and this is chairs. So I want a package of $157,000. I'm going to set a $15,000 cost saving target. Now I'm going to enter one. Now before I hit enter, when I hit enter, we're going to see what happens to the stretch position on the ribbon. We're $7,700 behind target. We're about to save $15,000. So this should put us in surplus. I hit enter. Straight away, my stretch position has turned green. My overall position, my current position is still red. So the ribbon is still red, but my stretch position has turned green. So that tells the user I've now hit my target. It says I'm at 30.22%. It now says stretch GP surplus, $7,261. If I look at my dashboard, the dashboard has turned green because while I'm $165,000 short of where I need to be, I've built $172,000 worth of profit, which puts me in the green. All the dashboards have been updated. I'm now showing in the green. If I go to my stretch tab, you can now see the 172,500, and it now says you're in the green, achieving 30.22%. So if I'm a manager and I'm looking at the dashboard and I can see the project isn't yet at target, but the team believe there is a profit plan or a profit pathway to target as directed in the dashboard, I can say, well, let's go and look at the stretch dashboard. I want to analyze that $172,500 of profit savings you think you can make. Let's go have a look at it. We go to the stretch dashboard, and as a team, you can now start to analyze this data, work through them. You may call out, look, I don't think you can save $50,000 on partitioning. I think that's not achievable. Let's go and work on that. Let's reduce that down to $25,000 and see if we can save something elsewhere, because I don't think 50,000 is achievable. And so you can go back into the system. We'll close the lines up. We'll go back up to that partitioning package, which is here. We'll reduce the $50,000 down to $25,000. You can see the ribbon's gone red. It says we need to find $17,700. The dashboard has updated. It's now red. The dashboard at the front is now red. So we need to now go save $20,000 roughly elsewhere. We've already set some targets. Where have we not set any targets? On a package that might have a lot of cost. And I'm looking through and I can see we've set targets throughout. We haven't set a target on the security system. We haven't set a target on the toilets and showers package. So let's set two little targets, trying to make some savings there. Let's break these down into smaller individual components that are more realistic, because we want these targets to be achievable. So we're going to insert a stretch target against toilets and showers. So we're going to go insert, stretch. We're going to call this target saving on, and I'll just go TNS, toilets and showers. We're going to activate it. I'm going to try and save $10,000 on the cost side. And then on the sell side, I can either type in negative 100% markup, or I can just make the unit sell $0 and the system will update. So I've now set a $10,000 saving. And then I'm going to go into that security system. I'm going to go and insert a stretch line in my security system. Target saving on security. We're going to activate one at. I'm going to try and save $8,000 on a $28,000 cost side package, which is quite a lot. We're going to set that as a target. Again, I'm going to go negative 100% on this just to show you how you can enter in either way. Straight away, says I'm in surplus, 30.01%. My dashboard says you've now hit that target. I can go back to my stretch plan, my profit plan in effect. I can see that I'm now in the green, but the targeting may be now a little bit more realistic. We've dropped the target saving package on partitioning to 25, but we've included a toilets and showers target and a security target. So this is an ever-moving target that the team, the system forces the team and the user to think, how am I going to get to my profitability level? What is the pathway to success? It breaks up a large number into small individual components that can be achievable. You can use this functionality as a pre-negotiation plan. So before you go out for best and final offers, you can plan out your negotiation plan. And so while you may go to 10, 15, 20 packages asking for best and final offers, you can plan that in advance. And you may be 2 packages in and realize you're ahead of schedule. You might be 2 packages in and realize you're behind schedule. So you need to negotiate a little bit harder on some of the later packages. But it always means you understand where you are versus your profit target. Therefore, increasing the chances and likelihood of hitting your stretch target. And so that is the profit planning functionality within CostrixIQ. As we said, we call it stretch, but really CostrixIQ is not just about where you are now, it's where you think you're going to be and ensuring that profitability is achieved at the end. If you'd like to understand more about profit planning within CostrixIQ or just more generally, please feel free to reach out.